What is going on, guys? So, there's a new little thing I want to show you today, and I only just discovered this about 10 minutes ago, so I haven't really had a chance to play about with it, so you get to witness this firsthand also. But if I bring my PDA up here, I just happened to click on the journal here, and amongst all the new power sources I noticed there's this, the Accumulator, which on the description says it stores power. So that got me thinking, with the new power sources, it led me to wonder on the last episode if your base would have like a set or a certain amount of energy that you had to bring in through your different various sources of power, and I believe this to be true. So if I go ahead and I'll have to spawn it in because you can't actually create it right now. So if I just spawn the Accumulator, there it is, and you can see charge 0 out of 50 currently. But what I wanted to test is my theory on the last episode, where I said that if you had a power source far away, that you could hopefully get power to your base far away using the what are they called again? The power transmitters. So what I'm going to do is build a solar panel just on the edge here, like so. And you'll notice when I built one earlier, there was like an electrical charge near it. But I think that's because I built the Accumulator right next to it. But if I build this next to it, does that change anything? There we go, there it is. Yeah, you see, now there's this electrical sort of current coming from the solar panel, which is charging now from the sun. So if I take this away, you can see that current, it cannot reach the power storage over there. So it is true what I was saying, these do extend quite a distance. So you can see this current here, and you could hopefully chain these from hopefully miles away, chain a power source all the way to your base, and now in theory that should charge the Accumulator. But currently I don't think it's working because it's not actually added properly. But as you can see, yeah, this the power line, so to speak, reaches right onto the Accumulator, which should, if built on your base, then power your base. So if you didn't have that, most likely when the final game is out or finished, the fabricator would not have any power, so you wouldn't be able to use that, obviously. But with the Accumulator built on your base, and with the power source powering the Accumulator, then that should bring power to your base. This is how I'm expecting it to work. So this is a pretty neat idea. I'm liking that. The animation for it, it's not too in your face, but it's enough so you can see that your power's working. So let me just go ahead and stick a second solar panel. Yeah, so it all interconnects into the same current, which is cool. So the more solar panels you have and the more accumulators you have, it's more likely to increase your total power storage. So whether once this whole system has been implemented properly into the game, maybe when you enter your base, it'll tell you on the top of the screen like what your total power level is. So that'd be cool. So let me spawn in a second Accumulator and just see how that reacts. Okay, so right now it just seemed to jump to the nearest Accumulator, maybe. So if I build a second or fourth solar panel there, will that charge this one. I think that might be too close, so the animation isn't working properly. Let me just move that a little bit further over here. Not sure what that's reacting with. Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty neat. So, let me see if this is working. This is working yet? Because last episode it wasn't working. It just didn't seem to want to process the uranium. So there it is. Process that. Yeah, so I don't think that's working properly. Obviously, these have only just been added to the game, so I doubt they're gonna be working 100% right now. But either way, like I said, this idea is pretty damn sweet. I'm liking this. So you don't necessarily have to surround your base with power sources and sort of clutter up that area. You could potentially chain it for quite a distance by the looks of it. So maybe if I get rid of all of these, I might see, or just test how far away this will actually work and how far I can kind of chain it. I'm very curious to know this, so okay, so I've kind of like doubled the length of this testing area here. So if I go ahead and build, find a green spot, there we go. Build a couple of them. I'm just kind of curious to what the reach is of this power transmitter here. So if I built it here, okay, so that works from there. That distance. Okay, so that looks like there is a maximum distance for that. Obviously there was going to be one, but that's where it is, roughly. Let's just go a little bit closer again. Huh. Okay, so I'd say it's probably that's your maximum distance. Maybe you could push it a few more inches further away, but I'd say that's about right. So what I want to do now is just test a second time if you can chain these up. So if I build a third, does that connect it to that one? It does, yeah, so that looks like you could just chain them up in this sort of way. I think when I tried it the first time, the power was only reaching like a little bit of the way down because I'd only built one transmitter, so okay, so that looks like it's bringing the power down here anyway, so I'm not 100% like if the power's actually being carried all the way down this line or not, because it kind of looks like it ends around there. But anyway, this is awesome. I'm liking this idea. It's very cool. It brings a whole new sort of feel to the power and stuff. You're not just relying on solar panels on a titanium floor. They've actually got a bit of process to them now. So you'd think with it being underwater that this would electrocute you or, you know, sort of hurt you a little bit, but it's not. But I did read somewhere that a possible addition to the game would be a like wires, like cables, so whether you have to join them up, maybe that's just a theory, I guess, but I'm liking it how it is so far. So what if I build a solar panel sort of randomly in the middle of this link here? Is this going to affect it? Okay, so that kind of looks like it's revived the link a little bit here. I'm not sure. It's obviously still a work in progress, so like I said earlier, it's probably not working to its full potential, because I doubt they've mastered it just yet. They've only just sort of added them into the experimental version, so obviously they're still doing tests and stuff on all this, but damn, I can't wait for this to be fully implemented. So, that was just a quick video just to show you a little preview of this new Accumulator power storage device, which will be used in conjunction with the power sources. Until next time, guys, take it easy.